Hey everybody, it's Kendall Anise, the Remix Coach. All right, while I have a few minutes, I wanted to do a quick video. I didn't even want to wait until I got home. So today is May 13th. And in 1988, my cousin died at the age of 19, and I was 17. Rest in paradise, Demery. She was more than a cousin. She was my sister, right? So today I celebrate her. I even did a women's conference in honor of her. You know, I think about her. I think about what would it be like on her 53rd birthday today. But what I also have come to know in doing my self-work and, you know, as a life coach, helping others, but helping myself to recognize trauma and anxiety. And this month is Mental Health Awareness Month. So I'm always thinking, because I know that we all can grow and we can learn from our own lives. And I was thinking about my cousin's passing when I was 17 and she was 19 in 1988. And I remember I was very anxious and had anxiety about me turning 19 and wondering if I was going to make it to turn 19. Then my little sister, then when I had daughters, I was praying that they made it to 19 and past 19. And I was real anxious about it. Like I would get really nervous. The thoughts would keep running around in my mind. And I've come to know as a grown woman, as I look back, that was trauma. Yes, when you lose a loved one, it is trauma, but then it's anxiety when you're reaching that birthday. And if you get on the plane, or your children get on the plane, or you go on a road trip, or whatever you're doing, you're hoping that you don't die. You're hoping that you make it to that birthday, you know, that 19th birthday. And anything that you do, you're like, you know, worried. I'm gonna speak for me, concerned and praying. Like in the back of my mind, I knew that we would make it to 19 and past 19, but there was still something, that little window, because I believe in God and I pray, you know, so it was a dual thing, because in the back of my mind, I was still worried and I was still anxious about them seeing their 19th birthday and beyond, and me too. And I remember I told my mom this for the first time probably weeks ago or months ago. So just imagine a 17-year-old girl losing her first cousin and her best friend and her sister unexpectedly and tragically. Just imagine that. And having the funeral, and I'm crying like they had her looking different. And I was like, she doesn't look like herself. She doesn't wear her hair like that. Just imagine that tragic loss and trauma. I never got counseling. I never got therapy. We never talked about it, other than what happened, who was involved, what is going on. We miss her. We love her. I can see what her toes look like. I can feel what her hands feel like. I can see her and I can still feel her. No one got counseling because of that, you know, and I can't say no one, because I don't know what happened. I never got counseling for that. I never got therapy for that. I never saw a life coach for that. Never even really talked about it, other than what happened and we miss her, or what didn't happen, or who knew what. But I realized that affected me. You know, that was trauma, and that produced anxiety about turning 19 and beyond. So when I hear people say, well, I've never had trauma, I've never experienced anxiety, you know, and some people are anxious regularly, but then people are overly anxious about some things. And I was overly anxious about that. And I'm like, was that anxiety? I've never been diagnosed, but looking at what anxiety is, I had anxiety about that. you know, and in a lot of communities, even back then, that was the 80s. We weren't talking about therapy and counseling. It wasn't like it is now where it's okay to go. It's okay to speak to someone. It's okay to seek help, and we talk about it openly. It wasn't like that because everyone has experienced death, and that's what happens. But everybody doesn't experience death of a close person at the age of 17 or under, or 20 or 21, whenever you do. And I did at 17. And of course, I experienced other deaths after that that were just as traumatic and produced trauma. But it wasn't the anxiety behind it, like with my cousin Demarie. So as a life coach, I'm big on healing, and I always say honesty helps heal. I'm big on, I want to even open a center, and I will, called Be Healed. But I want people to really think back over their lives and address some of the situations, because I can see how that plays out. I think abandonment, because when somebody passes away, you internally sometimes feel abandoned, even if you don't speak the words, even if you don't think it's abandonment. And of course, they have no power or control over them dying, but that's abandonment. And then that can go into rejection. That can go into so many different areas when you lose someone suddenly like that, you know? And you have to really look over your life to say, okay, what has happened? What are the root of certain things? What's going on to be the best person you can be? And as a life coach, I teach people that. And I always say I'm the best life coach because I coach from experience. Yes, I have the education and certifications, all of that, but I teach from experience also. And when I'm coaching somebody, I'm also looking at me. I'm not a finished project. I'm not a finished person, and no one out there is a finished person. So we all can learn from our experiences and others' experiences. So hopefully even me speaking up about this will, give you the permission to speak up or to search back or reach your origin story of how certain behaviors or how certain feelings and traumas have affected your life. So today again is May 13th, 2022. My cousin was born May 13th, 1969, and she passed away September of 1988. So this video is dedicated to my cousin Demarie Francisco, and May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And before she passed, she experienced trauma of the sudden death of her father, my uncle, my mom's brother. So trauma is running rampant in our community, and I want to help heal us one by one. Thank you so much. For more information about me, visit livingtruelivingyou.com. God bless y'all. Peace.